But there's another story this morning. Trump's Twitter spree is not his only challenge. There's also this new videotape released despite protests from Trump's attorneys. It shows the candidate testifying under oath in a lawsuit he filed against a celebrity chef. ABC's Devin Dwyer is on that story from Washington as well. Devin, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan. These are tapes the Trump campaign did not want you to see. They were released only after ABC News appealed directly to the judge. They show a presidential candidate in a setting like we've never seen before, testifying under oath in the middle of this campaign.
This morning, a rare look at Donald Trump giving sworn testimony in a lawsuit he brought.
I do.
Trump is suing celebrity chef Jeffrey Zakarian, who backed out of a restaurant deal in Trump's new D.C. hotel after Trump insulted Mexicans in his announcement speech.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
Did you plan in advance what you were going to say?
Yes.
In the deposition, Trump accuses Zakarian of inflicting financial damages.
If they would have gotten out very quietly, I think it would have been a lot better for everybody. They made such a big deal out of it, and they didn't have to make a big deal out of it.
He also claims his controversial candidacy would have helped business at Zakarian's restaurant.
It's possible that I'll help him as opposed to hurt him.
Help who?
If he had the restaurant, it would be helped as opposed to hurt.
Why do you think that?
I mean, I've tapped into something, and I've tapped into illegal immigration. I've tapped into other things also.
All right, back now with Devin. So why did the Trump campaign not want these tapes released?
Well, Dan, the optics of this, any deposition, clearly aren't great. And Trump is the most litigious presidential candidate in history, involved in more than 3,500 legal actions over the past 30 years by one count. His campaign worried that these videos could be used against him in TV attack ads. Dan?
Devin, thank you. For more on the state of the race, let's bring in the aforementioned political analyst Matthew Dowd, who joins us from Austin, Texas. Matthew, good morning. Let me start with a headline, one of the headlines in the New York Times this morning. Donald Trump, it says, opens up new line of attack on Hillary Clinton, her marriage. Trump now says he may bring up Bill Clinton's sexual indiscretions in the next debate. Do you think that will actually happen? And if he does it, will that be an effective line of attack?
Let me pause for a sec. No. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I think Donald Trump has to be careful in this. I've always remembered about the glass house philosophy, which is you don't throw stones when you live in a glass house. In this case of this, and I was thinking today, it's Bonnie Parker's birthday today. This is a little bit like Clyde Barrow saying, I'm not as big as a thief as Bonnie Parker. I just think it's a bad strategy.
Okay, don't throw stones. A lot of people saying don't tweet at 3 a.m. Let's talk about this Twitter tirade about Alicia Machado. Proof that Hillary Clinton got under his skin, and then there are his numbers with women. They are already bad. So is he shooting himself in the foot with this fight here?
Well, I mean, ever since Monday, since the debate, it's been a downhill slide for Donald Trump, mainly of his own volition. And, you know, one thing we all learned when we were younger is don't communicate when you're angry, and nothing good happens after midnight. And in both those cases, Donald Trump violated both of those, and he keeps this story going. He could have ended this story and moved on if he just didn't engage in it, but he can't seem to let it go.
As Cecilia mentioned a few minutes ago, the latest Fox News poll has Clinton up by 3. Essentially, it's a dead heat. As you look over the latest polling, including the polling from the battleground states, what's your view on the state of the race right now?
Well, it's a fascinating thing, Dan. The equilibrium of this race seems to be about a 3 or 4 point Hillary Clinton lead. Every time it sort of closes to even and then it expands, it settles there. For most of the 100 days, it's settled there, and with an electoral college slight advantage for Hillary Clinton that she has today. But one thing to keep in mind when you look at the polls after the debate, Hillary Clinton did not change the perceptions of herself. There's a majority of people that still don't like her and a majority of people that still don't trust her. What happened was people got more unsettled in the aftermath of that debate than Donald Trump, and the race has trended back to that 3 or 4 point Hillary Clinton lead. Donald Trump has to figure out a way to get this thing from the red zone into the end zone, and he has not taken a lead in this race yet, and the only way he can do that is probably with the next debate.
All right, Matt Dowd with your analysis. Appreciate it. As always, 38 days to go, but who's counting? The next presidential debate. Before that, just 8 days away, it will air live right here on ABC, and our own rock star Martha Raddatz is co-moderating, and the vice presidential candidates face off, of course, on Tuesday. George and the entire team will be covering that. I'll be right there. That is live at 9 Eastern right here on ABC also.
Lots to look forward to if you're a political junkie.